What's up guys, 6X Glare here. Today I'm doing a deck profile for my Liberator Prominence Glare deck. Let's get started. Starting Vanguard is Liberator Guido. Your right egg goes to the rear guard. When your Vanguard is Legion, you can put this card in your soul, look at top 3 cards, search one Liberator, card to the open rear, and then you may shuffle your deck. So it's really good because it's a free spirit call. You don't have to use any carabass, and yeah, it's really good because it actually shuffles your deck. I'll explain more just in a sec about that card. The main card for the deck, for the boss cards, Prominence Glare, Bluish Flame Liberator, Prominence Glare. So his effect is pretty cool. When this card is in Legion, you can, when you spirit call from the top of the deck, so you call from the top of the deck, he gets the effect. Carabass 1, discard a Bluish Flame card from your hand. So it's basically any grade 3 in your deck. And he gets the effect. When he attacks, your opponent cannot guard with grade 1s or higher from their hand. So he gets the glory effect, and he also gets a critical. And that's really good. It's really pressure because he can swing for about 33 if you have a good booster with glory effect, and they cannot use perfect guards and grade 2s from their hand and grade 1s. So it's really good pressure card. And now he also has a built-in spirit call effect. You can carabass 1, choose one of your rear guards, retire it, look at top 4 for Liberator, call it to the rear guard, and the rest go to the bottom of the deck. You can only use the effect once per turn. So it's really good. The main point is, when you Legion with this card, you can use this card, and then it's a free effect, so you only have to use one carabass with the persona. So that's pretty cool. Next off with the grade 3s, I run 4 Percivals. Percival is pretty strong. When he Legions, you can look at top 4 for a Liberator card to the open rear. The rest go to the bottom. When he attacks, he gets +2. So it's a +1. He's really good because he doesn't need any carabass, which actually helps him because he can be carabass heavy. But yeah, you can just you discard Percival for his effect also, or discard Glare for a Glare effect. Percival is pretty strong. Next off, 4 of the amazing grade 2s that came out. The new Aglaval. So his effect is, when your Vanguard is Bluish Flame, and he gets +2000 when he attacks. So it's 11k attacker. He replaces your Fallons in the deck. So he's 11k attacker when you have a grade 3. And his other skill is, really important skill, when he's placed on the rear guard from the top of the deck, you can Soul Blast 1, look at top 5 for Bluish Vanguard, so your grade 3 is in the deck, add it to your hand, the rest go to the bottom. No, I mean, the rest are shuffled. So it's really strong because you need Persona for Glare, so this helps you look at top 5 for a grade 3 that you can discard for Glare effect. And he lets you shuffle the deck, so when you keep on stacking triggers to the bottom of the deck, because Gold Paladins do that a lot, this actually lets you shuffle the deck and makes your triggers more easier to get later. And he Legions with Glare. They look pretty nice. Really good. And now 4 of the regular, I mean not regular, but Aglaval from the trial deck. He's really strong also. When he's placed on the rear guard, carabass 1, look at top 3, call a Liberator to the open rear, rest go to the bottom of the deck. Just call it, carabass 1, it's a free plus from the top 3, so really strong. He Legions with Percival, so it's pretty good. A solid +1, you want to build up your field against any other deck. It's a +1, you gotta run it. Next, I will run 4 Trumpeters. During the turn of your Vanguard Legions, you can look at top 3 cards, search one Liberator, call it to the open rear, rest go to the bottom. Really strong because, like I said, it's a free effect, free condition effect for Glare, and then you only have to carabass 1 for the Persona. So these two actually give Glare a free effect, which is really important in the deck. I mean, it's a free +1, guys, come on. So those are the grade 2s. Grade 1s, really important in this deck. 4 Brunos. You gotta run them because in this deck they're also really good. Bruno's effect, if you didn't know, when a gold paladin is summoned from the top of the deck, he gets plus 3000. So you're gonna have a lot of spirit calling in this deck, especially when you can do it over and over again. So Bruno in this deck actually becomes 13k boosters. They can actually go to 16k, 19k. They're actually really strong in this deck. Boost behind the Vanguard, swing for like 33 is really strong when a glory effect and the critical. Or any rear guard you have, that's like 21 columns. Yeah, Bruno's really good in this deck. I run 2 Zoran. Zoran's actually really strong in this deck too. When he's placed on the rear guard from the top of the deck, you may put this card in the soul, look at top 3 for a liberator, and then call it to the rear guard, and the rest go to the bottom. So the reason he's good is because you want to keep on recycling your deck and keep on looking cards for... The main card you want to call is this Aglavall from the top of the deck. So when you get this, put this in the soul, look for this, or Joseph, which I'll show you in a sec. And those are the 2 main targets because you really need the grade 3s in your hand, so I recommend getting this most of the times. And it also helps Bruno because he already called from the top of the deck. He calls another one. So Bruno is 13k booster now, and that's pretty good. Yeah, the second card I was talking about that you should always Spirit Call, the Aglavall, and now Joseph, for Joseph. So when he Spirit Call from the top of the deck, you may Soul Blast 1 to draw a card, Soul Blast or Liberator, and draw a card. So obviously it's really amazing because you have so much free plus in the deck. And when you call him, that's Soul Blast 1 to draw another card, that's also another plus. So yeah, you gotta run him. Especially when you can do it so many times. And lastly, 4 Perfect Guards. Yep. Last, for the triggers, I run 4 crit. 8 crit, you gotta keep up the pressure, guys. Your Vanguards already have so much pressure. Your rear guard columns become bigger. So just keep up the pressure with crits. I run 4 stands. I don't run any draws. I feel like you don't need draws in this deck because you have so much draw power. You plus so much, and you have Joseph. That also gives you draw power. And this stand trigger is actually really amazing. So this stand trigger's effect is when he's Spirit Call from the top of the deck, you may put this card in your... you may put this card to the bottom of the deck and look at top 3 for Liberator and call it to the open rear guard. And then shuffle your deck. So it's really good because, like I said, you shuffle your deck, your triggers are not at the bottom of the deck anymore. You get to look for the top 3 again. So look for Aglavall and Joseph one more time. Your Bruno columns become bigger and bigger. So it's really strong to run this stand trigger. And lastly, the new heals. That's the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Real quick, when I play this deck, I usually like to ride him first. Like, if I have 2 of these in my hand, I have both of these in my hand, I like to ride him and not ride him because I want to save him for the Persona Blast for him. And the deck Spirit calls a lot anyways, so I really don't feel the need for him. But in certain matchups, you want to ride him first. Like brawlers, you want to get as many pluses as you can. So just a little thing I like to do. Yeah, but Glare is pretty amazing. The combos in the deck are really simple. And you basically see Legion when you have Trumpeter. Even if you don't have Trumpeter, it's still Legion. Just Legion, and then use this card's effect, Spirit Call 1, and like keep on doing the loop. The deck is pretty simple to play. It's really fun, and it's really good. I hope you guys like this deck profile. Please leave a like. I'll be having more deck profiles coming up soon. And thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time.